Women's University, Kodaikanal. And she has completed her MSc in PSC College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. Besides, she has completed PGDCA in Alagappa University, Karaikudi. She has started her career in 1998 in Villavar College of Women, Erode. And currently, she has been working in Periyar University, Salem. She has a profound teaching, research, and administrative experience for about 22 years. She has around 6 funded research projects. Out of them, 3 has been already completed, and one is among Ministry of Food Processing Industries, New Delhi, for a worth of rupees 75 lakhs. It has been completed in 2014. And in 2015, she has completed a project worth of rupees 12 lakh in UGC, New Delhi. And in March 2016, she has completed a project supported by DRDO for a worth of rupees 9 lakhs. And currently, 3 projects, funded projects, are ongoing with her assistance. One is from UGC for 170 lakh, and another one is for creation of infrastructure facility in Department of Food Science for rupees 84 lakhs, and creation of incubation center, which is being supported by EDA Tamil Nadu for rupees 100 lakhs. She has very good publication in very good profound journals of around 46 papers. She has been acquired in national and international journals. She has visited various countries like South Africa, Thailand, Japan to disseminate the research outcome in various conferences. She has attended the Summer Research Fellowship awarded by Indian Academy of Sciences, Bangalore, under the supervision of Dr. H. Segar Shetty, Emeritus Professor, Department of Studies in Applied Botany and Biotechnology in University of Mysore. And she has occupied various awards. One among is a very interesting one is Tamil Nadu Young Women Scientist Award for the year 2010. It is sponsored by Department of Higher Education, Chennai. And she has obtained award of Sri P.K. Das Memorial Best Faculty Award. It has been awarded by Nadu Group of Institution, Coimbatore. And she has been awarded with Tamil Nadu Education Leadership Award, sponsored by World Education Congress, Mumbai. And she has been mentor and instrumental for various accreditation and assessment practices through various forums. So we cordially welcome you for the session for today, and we are very happy to have you for the session today, ma'am. And the stage is yours. Please unmute, ma'am. Your mic is muted.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the opportunity given it to me. So I thank the organizers, especially the organizing secretary of this workshop of the Ramco Institute of Technology, and the total team who are encouraging all the colleges to participate in this workshop. So I thank everyone. Now I will move on to the session. Sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. We can view.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So today, that is, you have discussed about so many inputs from the Deputy Advisor of the NAC, and as well as from the eminent professor from Mumbai. So he has given a very elaborate input on various criteria and how we can document it on all those criteria. And Madam has given a very enlightened input on NEP 2020 and its status in India, as well as how it can be implemented in future also. So in accordance with the NEP and Sustainable Development Goals, so there is a white paper that is published in the National Assessment and Accreditation Council about reimagining assessment and accreditation in higher education in India. So why this topic is very specific in this today event is, so we have to face the transformation. So related to the transformation, especially there is a tremendous change is going to be happened because of this NEP 2020. So accordingly, the NAC also revising their norms and their accreditation process. So there is a authenticated white paper was issued by this NAC, and according to that documentation, I have prepared this presentation. So what they are expecting us to go for is like one nation, one data. So that is the expectation of this reimagined NAC assessment. So what they are going to convert or transform is, that is, instead of NACC to NAC, that is National Accreditation Council instead of National Assessment and Accreditation. Sorry, there is a mistake here. That is NAAC as per the NEP 2020 and SDG 2030. So the quality of the students' learning in that was going to be assessed by the NAC. That is, till now, we are assessed with 7 criteria, and all the criteria dealt with the institutional best practices, governance, and also the infrastructural facilities, research and outcome. Everything is included along with the teaching, learning, and evaluation. Now the NAC is going to concentrate mainly on student learning, and especially how the student learning are in quality and what are all the outcome of that particular learning. So that is the heart of the assessment of all HEI in the reimagining session of the NAC. So there is a robust binary system of accreditation is defined as in this white paper. And what they are going to have as a basic is principles of transparency. Already the NAC is having the principle of transparency. Now they have released the, that is how the rubrics are framed, and how there is a benchmark, and how these are all calculated based on the 5-point scale that they have released in the website. So anyone, you can refer to that. So accordingly, they are going to maintain the same principles of transparency in the future also. And there is a self-disclosure, that is, we know ourselves what is the status while submitting the SSR. And then hand-holding and mentoring sessions will be there in such a way that what they are aiming is, that is, we are all have to be improved with the quality of education. That is their main aim. So instead of testing us, instead of that is discriminating among us, that is who has got the highest grade, who has got the lowest grade, only the institutions who have got the highest grade are considered as a quality institution, not like that. So in the white paper, they are going to guide us very effectively to improve ourselves. And incubation will be one of the most important prioritized area of this revised guideline. And ongoing quality improvement, that is every year how we are improving ourselves in the quality of education, that they are going to test it. So once in 5 years we are submitting for every cycle of reaccreditation. Now they are going to have a every year assessment based on the AQAR submission. That's what they have disclosed in this white paper. So there is a roadmap for implementation of this recommendation they have described. It is described by the Higher Power Oversight Committee. So where they are going to have 2 parts, that is, one is student learning and another one is the assessment and accreditation. Only they are going to concentrate on student learning. So the how they are going to assess the student learning means, the first thing is they are going to develop the general education program on their own, and they are going to train us, that is, they are going to conduct many workshops, FDPs, and the capacity building programs on how we can impart this general education to all students, those who are in the higher education institution. And then they are going to train us to create many of the programs and courses as per the requisite of the general education component. So there is a wide dissemination of the courses and programs in a phase 2 manner. And in phase 3, they are going to extend the content into the PG degree program also, after it gets implemented and tested in UG degree programs. So this, they have made a roadmap like that is, it may take nearly 10 years. And then that is related to the developing the general education. What they are dealing is they want to go for the development of online courses, especially to test the higher order cognition. And there is a question bank related to this higher order cognition based courses. And the students are issued with these question banks. And there is a national level test to test the acquirement of this higher order cognition by the students. And then in order to develop the online courses, that is our faculty member forum is going to be trained thoroughly using the workshops, professional development programs, and there will be a mentor pool will be that is generated by the NAC related to this higher general education component. And how they are going for this assessment and accreditation, that is they have classified the institution into 4 categories, that is affiliated colleges, autonomous colleges, teaching universities, research universities. So we are going to see how the present status of the institutions and how it can be modified in the reimagination setup. So in that there are 3 phases of implementation process. One is arriving at a framework of assessment for part A and B. That is, they are going to design the rubrics for assessment of part A as well as part B. And also, that is, they are going to conduct the capacity building programs for the assessors, those who are going to involved in this framework. And then there is a feedback from the, that is, they are going to obtain the feedback from the public as well as from the various stakeholders and consultancies. And they are going to organize various regional meetings in order to finalize that particular framework. And there is a harmonization of activities between the NBA, NIRF, and ASCII data. So that's what in the previous session, some of the participants have raised the question. That is whether the NBA is going to be accompanied with the NAC. Yes, definitely it is going to be coupled with the NAC as per this white paper order. So they are going to arrive after framing the framework, they are going to arrive the standards and benchmarks for the assessment. And they are also going to develop the manual. And based on that, they are going to implement all those things and going for the exact assessment process. So all the assessment process is based on the technology based assessment and binary accreditation. And they are going to grade the programs or units leveraging to the status of one nation, one data program. So that's what they have insisted in the revised NAC guideline. So core concept of the NAC is there are 6 core concepts they have framed. So one is concept of higher education, that is they are going to define who are all going to be nomenclatured as a higher education institution. And higher education, what is meant by higher education, what is the progress from the school education to higher education, how they are going to proceed with higher education. And they are going to define on what is meant by educating and what is meant by teaching. And second one is they are going to define on purpose and function of the education. So why we have to go for education. And third concept is educatedness and well-being of the learners. So they are going to measure the educatedness and as well as well-being of the learners. Higher order cognitive capacities and academic intelligence. So they are going to link the capacity of the student in terms of various measures, general education and special education. We are going to discuss all those things in detail in the next slide. So, and they are going to link the assessment with the academic intelligence of the students and also the that is in the outcome based education, SAR has mentioned that is we have to concentrate on graduate attributes. So they are going to measure mainly the graduate attributes using this higher order cognitive capacities and academic intelligence. Employability, well-being and purpose of education. So how far the education resulted in best employability process And that is now we are submitting only the quantitative metrics related to employability. Now they are going to assess in what way they are employed, and then what is their status, and what is the cadre in which they got employed, whether they have gone for self-employment or not. Everything they are going to make assessment. Fundamental axioms of education also they have defined in this core concept of NAC. So related to the first concept, that is what they have specified is, first the learners are to be educated based on their capacity to capture all the points, what we are going to teach to them. So that is the educating the mind. So that's a process of education that is resulted in the degrees in higher education. But at the same time, there will be an education to the mind, so that there will be an understanding, capacity building, as well as development of the appropriate predispositions, attitudes, and values. So nowadays, that is all the employers are expecting the employee to be in good attitude and good value based concept, instead of that is whether they are having the capacity to handle that equipment, or that is they got very good knowledge on that particular industrial sector. They are not looking into that. They want to have the students with best attitude and values. So now the NAC is going to concentrate on that, and we are going to be assigned with rubrics to assess all these things, in what way the students are achieved through best attitudes and values. And there is a defined process of teaching in this white paper. So first form is know that form of knowledge. So that is the students are taught, especially related to the information, what they are expecting in the particular program, what they are learning. And then they have to believe what we are teaching, and that must be an evidence-based teaching. So we should not disseminate the information just by collecting all the information from the internet, and we should not teach to the students. Only we have to mention the content which is evidence-based, and then it is proved through the research or scientific mode, and helping them to understand that particular concept. That is called one process of teaching, that is know that form of knowledge. And second thing is, what they are expecting from all our teachers forum is know how to form of knowledge. That is, the students must learn about how to generate their own knowledge based on the knowledge what we taught. So that's what they are mentioning now. Now we have almost introduced through the skill training programs, that is through the non-Mudalvan scheme, and as well as through the vocational degree programs of central government through NSDC, and various sector skill councils under the NSDC are also automized, and now they are expecting us to integrate with them. So this skill training and capacity building is known as know how to form of knowledge. So they specified in terms of three concepts. One is capacity for rational inquiry. That is, the student must have the capacity to raise so many questions, and the capacity for creative problem solving. That is, they have to identify the problem existing or prevailing in the community or an industrial sector relevant to their program, and they have to go for a solution that may be a most adaptable solution. Capacity for creating new knowledge, that is, they have to go for innovation. So that's what they are expecting in the assessment. So related to the second core concept, that is purpose and function of education. So they are, that is, they aim towards the empowerment of the youth to strive towards their own well-being. That is, they have to develop themselves, and also they have to develop the society, nation, human species, and the planet with all its creatures. That's what they are expecting from all the faculty domain. So all the education must be student-centric or learner-centric. That almost we are into that line only, and we are in the transformation through the outcome-based education system. But what they are expecting us is, that is, now we are educating or empowering the youth towards their own well-being, but they also would like us to concentrate on well-being of the society, nation, human species, and planet on their own. That is, instead of mentioning society connect activities by the department or by the institution, the students themselves, they have to go for conduct of various society connect activities, and they have to submit the report on their own. That is, that interest we have to create among themselves. That's the expectation by the NAC. So for that, they want to acquire certain level of dimensions in their attitude, values, and behavior. That is physical, biological well-being, pragmatic economic well-being, societal well-being, emotional well-being, intellectual well-being, ethical well-being, aesthetic well-being, and spiritual well-being. So our curriculum must concentrate on all these well-being in such a way that the students are empowered in all forms of dimensions, which is needed for the needed for their contribution towards the development of the nation. So that's what they are expecting from all of us. So in order to enter into this educatedness and well-being, so we have to know, that is, we have to motivate the learners to strive their own well-being and well-being of others through the various intelligence. So the intelligence aligned to the well-being is, they have to be very efficient in academic performance also, and there must be a pragmatic intelligence. That is, they have to generate their own fund, that is, earn while you learn scheme. While they are studying, they can go for part-time jobs, and then they can earn money and they can go for their study. That is called pragmatic intelligence. Ethical intelligence, that is, they have to be very ethic whenever we are sending them to the field visit or to the internship or wherever we are sending them. And then physical intelligence, that is, they have to take care of their own health. That is the most important one. And citizenry, that is, they must realize I am the Indian. And societal emotional intelligence are also has to be taken care. And aesthetic intelligence, that is, they must be trained on traditions, culture, and aesthetic values. And also they have to be trained on spiritual intelligence in such a way that they can control their emotions and also the stress in the present era. So there is another concept, that is higher order cognitive capacities and academic intelligence. In that higher order cognitive capacities, we have already seen that there is a general education assessment and as well as the specialized education assessment. So under the general education, what the NAC is going to do is, they are going to generate the capacities of literacy, that is through the development of various online courses. So that's what they are expecting. Like LSRW skills alone is going to be taken care through various courses that is defined by NAC. And they are going to conduct the national level test to assess this LSRW skills, how much they have acquired, and also the foundational capacities of numeracy. So like even without a calculator, none of the students are capable of putting a simple calculation. That is, if you are provided with 200 rupees and how you will spend that money and how you are going to account it and how you are going to manage that finance, that like mind based calculation is not applied by any of the student, even though they are crossed with ME degree or something else. So that's what the foundational capacities of the numeracy is going to be taken care in the general education. And specialized education, that is subject specific oriented knowledge, that is academic discourse or academic temper, is going to be taken care. And then critical thinking and problem solving skills, that is under the specialized education, we are going to taught the students only based on the discipline in which they got registered. So it is completely relevant to the program specific concept. transdisciplinary concepts and tools, that is academic inquiry and integration into the various situations, using the multidisciplinary approach and as well as the transdisciplinary process by linking with many other, that is Smart India Hackathon made us to link many department students together into one group, and they have submitted various projects in such a way that it is also one of the way they got encouraged how they can go for transdisciplinary concepts and tools. So another core concept is employability, well-being, and purpose of education. So the key competencies is capacity for independent learning, ability to work in teams, personal intelligence, capacity to communicate clearly and persuasively, ability to solve problems and make decisions. So these key competencies are very less. We are very much known about our student status, even though we are pushing behind them, that is to learn many things. They don't have the interest to go for independent learning. Really, it is going to be a very great transition and transformation in the education system if NAC is implemented. So capacity for independent learning has to be improved among the learners, and they have to work in team. That is almost all colleges and institutions have adopted the cooperative group learning methodologies that will improve the team learning process. And then personal intelligence, that is the most important one. That is, they have to test themselves in what way I am most calibered and in what way I am interested, and how I can develop that interest to the greatest skill and as well as to the professional cadre. So capacity to communicate clearly and persuasively, even though we are having seminars and assignment titles and ask them to make a presentation, they are not even following the rules of how to prepare the PPT and how to disseminate the information in a flow manner. So that we have to concentrate. And then ability to solve problems and make decisions. For all these things, they are going to provide the rubrics. They are developing the rubrics. After it is developed, then only they are going to release this NAC reimagined white paper process. And then fundamental, that is the last concept of this NAC, like fundamental axioms of education. So the alignment with well-being and as well as with the intelligence that was seen in the previous slides, that everything is reflecting on the educatedness and the well-being of the individual, which is considered as a most important component of the higher education. So the intellectual dimension of the educatedness will be translated as the higher order cognitive capacities. So now we are having the segregation, that is the students are in slow learners or medium learners or fast learners, and the fast learners are motivated to go for higher order cognitive capacity based learning. So now the dimensions are going to be changed, that is all the students are going to be permitted to go for higher order cognitive capacities. All educational programs need to pay attention to the goal of educatedness with a focus on the higher order cognitive capacities. So there are three central questions to guide the system of assessment and accreditation of HEI. So first question is, what is the brief for the educational programs, especially bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD degree program of the higher education institutions under consideration? So why all these programs has to be offered? That is to say, what is their expected function? Why they have to go for such type of higher education? And what we are expecting, or what the society is expecting from those graduates. So that question has to be answered by all the institutions. So within that brief, how valuable are the learning outcomes, especially information, understanding, skills, abilities, habits of mind, so that those educational programs aim at. So that is the in all learning outcome based programs, we are framed with program specific objectives and based on that, there is a program outcome and then program specific outcomes, as well as in order to achieve this program specific outcomes, there are course outcomes, and course outcomes are mapped with course objectives. But finally, what we are going to achieve, whether the student are assessed for how the skills are arrived to their understanding level, or just they got the information about that particular skill, or they have acquired how to handle that particular analytical instruments or something like that, and what are all the abilities they have generated, and what is their mind, that is whether their mind is trained so that they can go for innovation and further solution using those technologies to address various problems prevailing in the community. So that's what the second question is. Third question is, how effective and efficient are the means that the programs employ to achieve the aims in second question. So how we are going to disseminate the information, and as well as the skills, as well as how we are going to educate the mind of the student or the learner in such a way that we will achieve the answer for the first two questions, especially the second question. That's what they are expecting from all the teaching fraternity. So while considering all these things, we have to frame our curriculum as well as the syllabus in such a way that it will address all the concepts which will answer for all these three questions. These three questions are very important in the NAC. So based on these three questions, and there is defined functions of the system of the assessment and accreditation. So one is quality enhancement. So all the higher educational institutions, that is all of a sudden the NAC is not going to implement all these processes. Now they are going to nudge us and then guide us and help all the higher educational institutions to improve upon their current quality of education as well as the research. So that is the first function of this SAA, that is System of Assessment and Accreditation. Second one is quality maintenance. Once we got enhanced with our quality, and how, that is once we got trained how the templates and all the teaching methodologies and the mode of education related to achieve the answer for all these three questions, then automatically we have to go for the sustenance of all those achievements. So that is quality maintenance. So the NAC is going to help us to go down from their current quality, not to go down from their current quality, and then we are going to be excellent with the further quality enhancement through our own strategic methodologies also. And third one is the assessment and accreditation. They are going to use the mechanism of assessment and accreditation. After we got enhanced with our quality, then only they are going for the assessment. So they are going to assess the function of the quality enhancement as well as the quality maintenance. So how they are going to, after we got trained on all these three aspects, then we are going for the process of accreditation. So both HEI level and program level accreditation are going to be happened under a single umbrella. So program level accreditation is like NBA accreditation. So that is going to be coupled with this NAC accreditation. So higher education institutional level accreditation is also going to be happen, and each program is going to be accredited based on the rubrics. So earlier in the that is earlier it is only an input based criteria adopted for the assessment of the institution. That is we are going to submit the institutional information, and we are going to submit the institutional quality assurance report, and we are going to submit the SSR, that is self assessment report, and all the documents whatever we have submitted, and it was going to be assessed by the DVV, and we have received the quantitative metrics based data, and qualitative metrics are assessed by the visit by the peer team. This is the present concept. related to the assessment. Now, what they are going to do is real-time data they are going to collect. That means every, like once we are conducting the program, through the NAC portal, we have to upload all those details then and there. That is the expectation of the NAC. So that is called real-time data. And stakeholder satisfaction survey is going to be happened. That is not only with the student satisfaction survey. They are going to take the survey on all the stakeholders, including the employers. And they are going to assess the function-based outcomes. That is related to the cognitive level achievement and the spiritual level achievement and all academic intelligence, everything they are going to assess. That is called function-based outcome achievement process. And they are going to finally assess the learning outcomes of the student. So under this binary accreditation system, the HEI is going to be mentioned as the institution is accredited or it is not accredited. Only two concepts will be there. There are no grade for the accreditation process. And program-wise accreditation is going to be graded. Like that is each program, mathematics, biology, commerce, like that. There is a program-wise accreditation under the same umbrella. They are going to receive the grade as A, B, or C, depending on their individual quality. So based on the accumulation of all the grades of the various departments or programs offered by the institution is going to receive the accreditation, whether they are accredited or not accredited. So there is a transformation. So we are expecting that transformation based on the NEP 2020 and Sustainable Development Goals 2030. So earlier, there are 7 criteria in the NAC. That is, we are very much known to that. That is, in the second session, Sar has explained very well on all those 7 criteria. And even the parametrics of those criteria also. This curricular aspects, teaching, learning, and evaluation. That is a criteria 2. Criteria 3 is research, innovation, and extension. And 4th criteria is infrastructure and learning resources. And 5th one is student support and progression. And 6th one is governance, leadership, and management. And 7th one is institutional values and best practices. So instead of that, there are another 7 criteria under the NAC. That is educatedness, professional skills, career progression, and alumni feedback. That is the first criteria. And second criteria is autonomy for practitioners. How much autonomy we have provided, the institution has provided to practice and generate their capacities. Suppose, for example, in our stream, we are teaching about how the individual can be counseled for diet or specific diet formulation. Then we have to allow them to practice inside of the institution, and that autonomy we have to provide them. And that type of concept is going to be assessed in the second criteria. And third criteria is related to quality of teaching, learning, and assessment. And fourth criteria is quality of research and innovation. And fifth one is commitment to the sustainable development goals, local and global good. So almost all UGC based government orders are relevant to this sustainable development goals as well as the local and global goodness. So if we are participated on that, then those institutions are going to have a sufficient practice how to face this new form of criteria. And sixth one is diversity and inclusiveness among the learners. That's what madam in the first session she has specified, like that is we have to permit the students from anywhere, from any place. First year they can complete it in one institution, and second year they can do it in another institution. But the academic credit bank can be taken care by the final institution where she is going to avail the degree. So next one is the seventh criteria, that is infrastructural support, institutional progress, and development plan. So earlier that was very easy. We can document it and we can face the knack. But this one we have to work really, and then only we can document it and we will face the rubrics generated under this division. Okay, and then as per the present NAC, they have classified the institutions into 15 types. That is general universities, autonomous colleges, affiliated and constituent colleges, open universities, dual mode universities, health science institutions, super specialty health science institutions, law universities, law UG colleges, law PG colleges, Sanskrit universities, Sanskrit dual mode universities, Sanskrit colleges, yoga institutions, teacher educational institutions. But now the NAC is going to have only 4 category of institution as per NEP 2020. So category 1 is affiliated colleges and category 2 is autonomous colleges. Category 3 is teaching universities and category 4 is research universities. So conclusive responsibility of NAC, that is presently it is called as NAAC. 3 concepts they have to concentrate. One is on general education and second one is on specialized education and the assessment rubrics formation. So a clear statement of the learning outcomes for the general education and higher order cognition, especially relevant to total institutions together and as well as the educational programs, that has to be taken care. This they have to formulate the courses and they have to design the content for the courses and they have to design the learning chapters and learning materials for all those courses based on the LSRW skills development and as well as attitude and value based development as well as spiritual well-being. So everything is included under the general education. It was almost already implemented through the Bachelor of Vocational Degree programs. So from the year 2015, those who are offering Bachelor of Degree in vocational stream, that is BVOC programs, they got trained on all these 3 components because that was developed on the basis of these 3 components. So under the general education, the students are taught with all these attitude-based learning progress, and specialized education is meant for the skill-based component, which is linked continuously with the NSDC, that is National Skill Development Corporation. That's what it was going to be implemented in NAC also. So a clear statement of the learning outcomes expected within the HEI as well as its unit that is meant specified as departments and specific academic programs or projects in terms of broad disciplines are going to be taken care under the specialized education. So in the general education, all the students are going to have a common curriculum and they are going to learn all those things in a common manner. That is the strands of educatedness and higher order cognition. And specialized education where we are going to generate our own curriculum structure based on the discipline. And assessment rubrics, that is, there is a comprehensive rubrics for assessment of A and B. There is a model assessment rubric also defined in white paper. So those who are having interest, you can download that white paper of this NAC and you can read all those components in an extensive manner in order to know further. And related to the research assessment and accreditation, presently we are assessed for the research quality using the metrics resulted from the Scopus index, that is impact factor of the journal, H index, Scopus index, etc. So these are proxy indicators of quality. That's what the term is defined by the NAC. So it is recommended they are going to generate a system of methods and rubrics to evaluate the originality of the research, creativity of the research, and whether the research has adopted multidisciplinary approach and the impact of the research work in the society pursued in an higher education institution. So based on this system of methodology, they are going to assess the quality of the research. And the impact of the research work also they are going to assess through how many innovations are integrated into the societal development, like that is local, regional, global level. That is whether the institution, how many policies are developed by the institution and how it was introduced into the real-time mode, and then how many innovation, like innovative equipments are generated by the institution and how it was adopted by the industrial sector or any other sector. Likewise, they are going to do the assessment based on the research outcome. So that's what the research assessment and accreditation is going to be happen in NAC. So quality assessment approach and its three subsystems are defined by the NAC. So how they are going to do the assessment is by means of three approach. One is say what you do. That is whatever we are going to disseminate to them, that is this much level of educatedness I can do based on the availability of the infrastructure. That is the plan we have to do, and then according to that plan, do what you say. That's what they are expecting from us, and then prove it and then improve it. So that is whatever we have planned, and we have got the chance to implement those activities, and then we are going to prove that this much level of educatedness we have generated among our learners using our available resources, and we are ready to improve further. For that, we want to have some more accessibility from the NAC. This is what the NAC is expecting from all the institutions. So they are not going to equally grade the institutions, those who are having very less resources, and the institutions, those who are having high quality research centers, and they are not going to expect a common platform for all the institutions together. So they are going to concentrate on educational goals defined by the institution, and what are all the means to achieve those goals, and what are all the value system from which these means and goals are derived, and what is the educational philosophy what we are going to achieve, and why that philosophy is needed. So related to the educational goals, it is decided by the final syllabus copy. That is what we are going to taught to the students. And means to achieve these goals is mainly the pedagogical strategies and how we are going to, this is first question. That is, we have already seen three questions. So the first question is implying on the final syllabus. And second question is decided through the pedagogical strategies. And third question is educational philosophy, that final achievement through these goals, implementation of these goals defined by us. Sorry. So the advance of technology is based on making it fit in so that you don't really even notice it. So it's a part of everyday life. It is a statement given by Bill Gates. So if we are going to enjoy the fruit of this advanced technology, and we feel ourselves we are fit to adapt all those new emerged technologies, then we will be in the part of everyday life, and we are going to enjoy that life in an effective manner. Thank you. That's my session. So if there is any questions, you can propose it to me for your clarification.
Participant, those who have any queries, you can use the chat box, and ma'am is ready to answer. The session is open for queries. I'm coming across the presentation. It was really wonderful. Some of the new things gathered is function-based outcomes. So yes, apart from working from outcome-based education, this function-based outcome is really a new area that many institutions can focus towards enriching their curriculum, and how the outcome of students as par with the stakeholders and everything is a new visionary thing.
Yes,
so
sir.
we hope
So we have to go for a lot of changes in assessment, that is evaluation pattern among the students. That is, now we are conducting examinations. That is, instead of that, we have to test their capability, and we have to go for different mode of assessment. That is, we should not stick on to the final university semester examination process.
Yes, apart from that, as you suggested, that fast learner, medium learner, slow learner, everybody should have to be focused on individual centric learning and higher order cognitive skill learning.
Yes, sir.
That is going to be a very good approach in
yes,
coming model.
From the present day onwards, we have to be very careful in formulating the syllabus for our program. That is the most important one. Hereafter, program-wise assessment, if it is going on, then we are ready to face that if we are already implementing those structures in our process of education.
Yes. So we have one query raised by Suchitra,
Yes,
ma'am. That is
it
no
heard that
grade like
no grade
yes.
like A or A++ will not be there in A. Yes, definitely there won't be any grade, but grade will be there in terms of 3, that is A grade, B grade and C grade for programs, and based on the number of programs offered in the institution. So how many programs are in A grade and how many programs in B grade and how many programs are in C grade. Based on that, they are going to do the accreditation or not accreditation process for the institution. So each program must contribute equally. So now we are mapping, like that is as a NAC coordinators, we are striving hard to get the data from certain departments, those who are not even contributing much more to the growth of the institution. But we are those who are making more number of publications, that will get equalized by the non-publishing faculty also. But now it is not so. So if the NAC is going to be applied, each individual wise assessment will also be there, and program the specific contribution by the each faculty members will also be there. So that's why they are all against to this system. That is, it's not a faculty centric system, it is a learner centric system. So according to the proposed NEP institute category, what is the difference between teaching university and research university? It's a good question. Like teaching universities, that is, they are going to concentrate mainly on teaching learning process till the PG program. And the research programs are not permitted. Only the research university is going to do the research programs. And we are going to train the students and we are going to make them to register themselves. Those who are interested only, they are going to register in research based universities.
Any other queries from participants?
I think I have completed
yes, madam.
earlier.
Yes, madam. Madam, a small question from my side, ma'am. So
Okay.
here, you have already addressed in NAC research assessment and accreditation, existing impact factor journal H index that will be considered as a proxy indicators of quality. So instead of this, the new method and rubrics, whether it is already developed or it is in the process of developing.
No, like that is they have published. That is, if you are entering into the NAC website,
yes,
then they have made a publication of this white paper. That is, it is in the front page itself.
40,
So
40
in the appendix, they have published a certain rubrics. Only few concepts they have concentrated and they have framed the rubrics. And related to the like quality of the research journal publication, that is, we are running behind the Scopus index, but all the Scopus indexed journals are now rated with high amount and pricing to make a publication. Earlier it was not so. All Springer and Elsevier journals are in publishing the articles in free of cost. But now most of the journals are converted into open access journals, and all the students are striving hard to publish on free of cost. That is the one thing. And then another one is almost like a national research foundation, that is under the NEP, they are going to generate a one nation, one subscription process. So they are going to couple all the publishers of Indian journals. That is, many of the journals are having more than 200 years of existence are not listed in UGC CARE list. or in Scopus Index. But those journals are most valuable journals, and the articles published in the journal are most renowned articles. After realizing all those context, now they have taken up and they have gone for the one nation, one subscription. It is under the progress. They are going to club all the publishers and they are going to generate an Indian citation indexed journals. Already we are having that, but it is not taken up much well when compared to Scopus indexed journals. So it will take more years, but anyway, we are expecting such changes. So all researchers are striving hard to publish the article instead of innovating something else. So we are not doing good research. We are running behind the search of the journals and copying that methodologies and then repeating the similar research, and we are making we are wasting our money and energy as well as, and we are not most of the researchers are pure research. It is a basic research which is already carried out by many researchers and scientists, but until then I also repeating the same thing that is in order to get a degree, that's all. So now they want to go for a change.
Thank you, madam. I agree with you, madam. Especially in our current NIRF ranking itself, the weightage given for Indian citation index is very less, in the range of 10%.
Yes.
But according to the new NAC, definitely they will.
Yeah, they will develop all those things. That is, it is under the progress. And whether NIRF will replace NAC in future? No, not possible. That the NAC is going to take the lead, and all NIRF, RIA, and all these ranking system and accreditation system is going to be linked with NAC, and it may operate in a separate body, but NIRF won't overlead with the NAC. I don't think so, as per the white paper.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Madam, I have one question, madam.
So,
Regarding this formation of function of system of assessment accreditation, the term used licensing. What is the meaning of licensing, madam?
Licensing.
4.1. 4 is the function of system of assessment accreditation. The definition is given: accreditation, approval, HEI, teaching university, research university. The term used there in licensing. I don't know what is licensing that.
I don't think like that is, there won't be any licensing methodologies, but I don't have idea on that, sir, because maybe that term may be used, but there are no licensing system so far.
What is given there is, madam, a process of checking for compliance to certain criteria that allows the licensee to practice an action.
Okay. So that may be there, like that is, so we are defining our own mode of function. That is, each institution will be different. Okay, that is whatever the programs we are offering, that may be different from the programs offered by other institution. Our educational goals is relevant to the local need, and the other institution which is situated in another location, they are going to have the addressing of another local need. So based on that, they are going to make an assessment to our institution. And suppose if we are going to secure a low grade, that is any one of the program, like suppose if we are offering 12 programs in our institution, so nearly only 2 programs are graded as A, and all the 10 programs are graded as C. Then they are going to not going to cancel the license of the institution. Instead of that, they are going to permit us to go for quality enhancement, and until then the accreditation is going to be withheld, and again they are going to have the revisit of that particular assessment. And until then, if you are not ready to show up that targets, what we have to achieve with a sufficient time limit, then they will go for mentioning of our institution as not accredited. That's what they have specified in that statement.
Okay, madam. Okay, thank you.
So it is not a punishable offense, like that is those who have received 3.5 and above, they are going to be like recognized for many schemes and funding supports. And there are a lot of discrepancies nowadays in the present system. So everything is going, because that is those who are having very good infrastructure, they are going to be definitely excellent in their performance. But those who are not having enough infrastructure, they are also competing equally with the institutions, those who are not, those who are acquiring all the facilities on their hand. So that discrepancies is going to be removed in NAC.
Yes, madam. Thank you.
Okay. So how many sustainable development goals will be considered? Yes, all sustainable development goals, 17 goals we have to concentrate. Almost all goals are relevant to all the programs offered in an institution. So only the program, like each program may concentrate on 2 or 3 sustainable development goals, which is most relevant to them. But as a whole institution, it is definitely dealing with 17 sustainable development goals. Yes.
Yeah, any other queries from participants?
Okay, and there is a benchmark already existing in the for the affiliated colleges that was published in NAC website that just 5 days before, I think so. That is December 2022 resolution based decision. It was published. So it was very easy to adapt and follow, and you can also self-evaluate yourself in what grade you may be based on the benchmarks, that is transparent benchmark system.
So I think Madam has addressed all the queries, and really it is a very interesting session. And many eye-opening things are happened today, and many people has raised and clarified their doubts.
Yes, sir.
Doubts that,
Almost all the teachers are striving hard to get into the outcome-based assessment or outcome-based education system. That is, I think engineering college faculty members are most adapted to it. But especially this arts and science, health science universities are not into that sector. So now they are striving hard to enter into this system. So if they are enter into that system, and if they are really enjoying how it can be framed with the real outcome achievement, then automatically we will easily face the NAC.
definitely, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am. So with your words are like an instrument and the
Yeah,
keywords.
everything is, I have mentioned everything that was stated in white paper. So like this is the expectation of the NAC. So thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Really, it was a very nice and wonderful session, starting from the roadmap till the functions of SAA and covering all the factors of NEP, sustainable
And then
development.
there are spelling mistakes. I'm very sorry for that. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So thanks once again for spending your valuable time and giving a wonderful session for us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay, shall I leave the session, sir?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So participants' feedback has been posted, so it will be live for another 15 minutes. And over to Suresh Kumar, sir. Please take forward, sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir. So, dear participants, next session will start at 3:15. So, kindly present at 3:15. Thank you. Participant, kindly register your feedback that is posted in the chat box. Only 15 minutes.